Hello, thank you for joining us today. I hope you and your loved ones are keeping safe. We are living in unprecedented times of volatility, uncertainty, and complexity. And it's increasingly hard for any one organization to solve for the complex problems that we face with the time and resources at our disposal. This is also why this is an opportunity to join forces and work together. We here at TCG Digital would like nothing more than to help you prosper from this shift in the market. I read the recent Deloitte report that concluded that 87% of companies think digital will disrupt their industry, but only 44% consider themselves prepared. Today, we will share how we have helped some of those companies that prosper in today's economy. My name is Mikael Hagstroem, and I have spent 30 years in advanced analytics and the AI space, mostly as president of the largest AI platform companies, but also as partner at McKinsey & Company with a distinction in advanced analytics and digital transformation. I've also spent over 20 years with the World Economic Forum, including as chair of the Global Agenda Council. And what we will share today builds on that work, as we will be focusing on the fourth industrial revolution and the most common corporate response, launching a digital transformation program, often to disrupt from within. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking to you in my role as executive chairman of TCG Digital. TCG Digital is a technology leader in the AI platform space with distinction and experience in enabling and guiding clients through the digital transformation journey. That includes through best practice methodologies such as the AI Factory and the AI Labs. TCG Digital is part of a multi-billion-dollar strategy group, employing an impressive array of over 1,000 digital minds, and with links to the Crest University that is conducting leading research in all aspects of digital transformation. That's ranging from quantum computing to leveraging data science and AI to solve real-world problems. TCG Digital is serving some of the most well-known clients in the world with an edge in applied deep learning to help you liquidize the unstructured data assets. And they commonly represent some 97% of the data that any enterprise has. And what makes TCG Digital unique is that it solves for the problem of hardening, industrializing, and maintaining AI applications in production environments. Some recent studies conducted by McKinsey Global Institute reveal that over 70% of the digital transformation program stall. And the reason is simple. What works as a proof of concept doesn't sustain impact in production. And as you drill down, you'll find a large difference between industries on top of the impact list versus those at the bottom, where digital transformation failed to deliver the expected impact. But even the industries at the top of the list only see 50% of the impact potential based on the use cases that are already proven. I will share this list with you in just a moment. As I conducted my due diligence on the TCG Digital customers, what caught my attention was the overrepresentation of clients with previously failed digital transformation programs. Customers that are now the largest customers of TCG Digital and became that after having restarted the digital transformation programs. I tried to find out why. So let me share with you what I learned. The first reason that I found is how TCG Digital solves for the big data problem. Most production use cases of AI are based on one of the 4 AI families that we refer to as supervised learning. And what the word supervised means is that the data must be cleaned, it must be labeled and altered for use. And this process usually represents the majority of the cost. As a result, most of the successful AI use cases are based on well-structured data, such as customer data, with a focus on customer service management, pricing and promotion, next product to buy, churn prediction. And while many other use cases, such as predictive maintenance, yield optimization, fraud, and cyber, they often stall as they depend on less structured data sources. And that's data such as pictures or meeting minutes or even high velocity data, including industrial IoT data. The cost associated with maintaining these use cases in production can get high, as you need to continuously manage and tagging that data. And this is where TCG Digital proven to deliver distinct impact by automating or even eliminating some of the data management requirements, both through mcube, the AI platform, but also through best practice AI factory together with its clients. The second reason relate to the rising complexity of maintaining the models themselves in real life production environments, including how to sustain the impact and the lift in the models once you place millions of them in production. This is partly a metadata problem, but you also need AI for AI. You can think of it as a supervisor AI bot that manages all millions of AI bots active in production. Some refer to supervisor AI bots as AI 2.0. These supervisor bots depend on complexity and completely different data, including how to interface between AI bots and us humans. As you know, our current databases and data structures and metadata are designed to help the applications understand the data designed for the machine. But the focus of the AI 2.0 platform is to take this to the next level and help us humans understand the data. And that required completely different metadata and agile augmentation capabilities. But coming back to today and some of the stalled programs, companies rely on open source AI. And they don't necessarily all leverage an AI platform. And what they face is even more basic complexity challenges, as applications often fail to scale due to the complexity involved in just maintaining the code of the AI bots themselves. So take the code base for an open source application. It's commonly 40 times that of the TCG Digital platform-based open source application. Now multiply a 40-time overhead times the number of AI bots in production, and you have an estimate for your maintenance costs. So the problem is simple. The more lines of code you have, the more complex the maintenance. Just writing a predictive use case AI application often costs $500,000, from setting up the environment, preparing the data, and testing. Most of that cost is creating code that you then need to maintain. So writing the AI model itself is usually the smallest part. Ask your teams for the total lines of codes written per use case. And if it's closer to 100,000 than 1,000, you know that you will struggle to scale due to exponential complexity and your program will stall. It results in that your digital transformation program will stall, and that is where TCG Digital stepped in to help with several of its current clients. The third problem I've seen the TCG Digital platform solve for is the impact problem. And this is commonly a gap between business experts and digital experts that hampers the impact. In a recent project, I noticed how the insurance claims experts' way of working was captured into a guided process for picture taking by the policyholder using their mobile phone. And not only did the claims AI bot automate the claims process after an accident and reduce the cost, but it also compressed the claims process and then improved the customer experience. Another example is a recent large industrial digital twin program where the team observed the first principal engineers putting a screwdriver to the rear and the machinery. And this resulted in a collection of complementary data sources through the digital twin, In this case, it was high-pitched sound that the AI bots could pick up much better than us humans. The result was the ability to predict, to prevent, by adding a few low-cost sensors. In both cases, the impact was outperformed any prior expectations. And although it appears obvious that IT and business needs to work together for a digital transformation program to succeed, the reality is that most IT organizations struggle to engage with the business. The reason is commonly the lack of an AI platform that enables them to work in such an agile way that they can engage. Just think of a simple example where you want to move an open source AI prediction bot from AWS to Azure or Amazon. And you need to practically rewrite 100,000 lines of codes, as opposed to using the AI platform where it's simply like flipping a switch. And the same applies when adding new data source or a piece of equipment. It seems easy when it works, but it's the challenge of bringing simplicity that TCG Digital has solved for. This particular problem is solved for using the AI platform mcube, and by helping the clients build best practice AI labs designed to enable empowered collaboration. So during the rest of the program, TCG Digital will showcase how the flagship AI platform TCG mcube navigates the digital transformation journey of enterprises and ensures sustainability and business growth. And I would encourage you to also talk to us about the equally important role of the AI factory and the AI lab. If you have a stalled digital transformation program, or you simply want to compare with your current program or plan to start one, either way, we here at TCG Digital are ready to engage. My email address is on the screen. It's my pleasure and privilege talking to you and kick off the mcube day. I'm personally looking forward to enjoy it, and most of all, to learn from your experience. Thank you.